Hey everyone, it's Paul here from BrayonBushcraft. I just figured I'd give you a little tour of my off-grid cabin. It's northern New Brunswick, Canada, and to me it's one of the nicest places on the planet. It's where I grew up in this area. It's where I learned everything I know about living out in the bush and just enjoying the land and fishing and hunting and everything like that. So it's a pretty special place for me, and let me give you a tour around and show you what's around here. Anyway, this is it. That's for the view from my cabin. It's kind of my fire pit where I store my wood and stuff. Picnic table. Park my truck there. I got some wood in the back, so I gotta unload that in a bit. There's the outhouse. There's the back of my cabin. Oh, I also got a clothesline here to dry up some clothes and stuff. There's my four-wheeler. Nothing like four-wheeling all around here. It's a lot of fun anyway. That's my water system. I got a black rain barrel, and basically it's just gravity fed. I'll show you a little closer up here. It feeds from the gutter there, my eaves trough, from the roof, dumps into my barrel, and then I just got to connect to a hose that's gravity fed into a sink. And inside I'll show you when I get in there, but not a lot of pressure and rainwater, but it's good to do the dishes and wash my face, and just nice to have running water pretty much. This is my chimney. I'll show you the front. I've also put up some bird houses and stuff just to make it feel a little more like home, have a little more wildlife presence. And that's the front of it. It's 12 by 24. Nothing huge. I'm still working on it. Every time I come down I do a little more work, so it's always an ongoing process. I gotta add some log home siding, make it look like a little log house next year. I'm also thinking of adding a little bit of an addition just to put an extra room, and also I need to set up a shower area because it's always nice to have a nice hot shower, and then propane stove and fridge. Some people might think that's a little much, but when I come down, sometimes I'm here up to 2 months, so living out of a cooler for 2 months can get pretty old quick. So it'd just be nice to have some cold beers every time I want some, and be able to keep milk and stuff a little longer. So it's on a 1 acre crown lease, so basically I pay a yearly fee to rent the land, which nobody's ever been kicked off of, so it's not an issue, but it is a crown lease. So but I'm surrounded with hundreds and not thousands of acres of crown land around me, so it's pretty secluded. There's my outhouse, nothing special, and down here you can't see from all the brush and stuff, but there is a river. Probably hear it if it's real quiet. It's a very nice medium-sized river, lots of brook trout, so it's pretty fun to go down and go fishing. That way basically heads into deep bush. You can literally, if you don't know where you're going, you can literally walk for weeks down there, and it's just logging roads after logging roads and just bush. So if you don't know where you're going, it's not really advised to just start wandering around, because you'd get lost pretty quick and you'd run out of gas before you found anything. And that way just heads back into the one highway, probably about 20 minutes, a half hour down that way, comes up to a paved road. See if I can catch a river at all down there. Probably not. It's very hard to see from here, but it's probably just that when you see all the spruce trees down there, that's where the river's at. They logged. This is pretty logging's a pretty the main industry around here, so you do see a lot of logging around this area. It's kind of sad to see sometimes when you're driving around. You see a whole mountainside just completely clear cut, but that's how people make their living around here, so it is a necessary evil, I guess. Alright, let me show you inside. Oh, I also got a couple solar lights outside, just so when I pull in, it's see a little bit to get in with a key and stuff. Don't mind the mess, because I'm still just got here yesterday, so I'm still unpacking, and I still have to build a shed, so I got a place to put my chainsaw and fuel. That fuel's empty, so no worries, I'm not going to blow the place up. Have a little generator if I have to do work, or sometimes, you know, you just need a little power, so it comes in handy to have a little generator. My barbecue, I gotta bring that outside still. I brought it in for the winter. My cooler, so I keep my food cold, and beer. It's always nice to have a cold beer. A little painting, mirror, a little radio if I get lonely, just to listen to tunes. There's a fridge. It's not hooked up yet, but that's where I'm gonna propane fridge. Gonna hook it up and vent it through the outside, just so I have a little place to keep food, a little shelf just to keep my extra stuff, food and cans and water. Propane lantern, candles. I also use candles, make a little less heat. There's my sink, where the water barrel feeds in from the outside. I'd show it to you, but I just hooked it up, so there's not any water right now, because I have to drain it before the winter, or else if the water freezes in my barrel, it'll crack the barrel, so I'd have to get a new one every year. I also keep a spare Coleman stove and a propane heater, just for emergencies. And in here I just keep basically pots, pans, and also keep like peanut butter, little packets from the restaurants, honey, ketchup, all that stuff, a few spices. And I got a little other Coleman grill here. Heat my water and cook food, and it's pretty handy. I hooked it up to a barbecue tank just so it gives me a little more life than the little guys. They don't last very long, so I usually just use those for my propane lanterns. And I keep a little wood bucket. There's my little wood stove. Works great. Those are Acadian flags. Acadian culture over here. Most people are bilingual, so speak both French and English. Although our French is pretty slang compared to most French, like Quebec and France. But this is my bed, 2 futons, so this one can be used as a bed too, or both used as a sitting area, whatever was needed at the time. I usually sleep with just wool blankets. I usually sleep with just wool blankets. I keep 2, so then when I make a fire I can just sleep with 1, because it's pretty toasty. And then by 5 and 6 in the morning, when it starts getting real cold in here, instead of getting up and making a new fire, I can just throw on another wool blanket and get me through the last hour or 2. And a little bit of a storage area up here where I keep extra things. Also keep a lot of books and reading materials, just to give myself some, you know, alone time and stuff to read. I really enjoy reading out here, which is funny because I don't read that much in the city, but out here I really enjoy it. These are the steel chests I keep. I really like them for storing things because if mice get in here, they're not going to be able to get in these. So I like to keep all my pillows and blankets and valuables and stuff in there so that they don't get damaged by mice. I've been lucky this year. Since I've redone my cabin a bit, I haven't had any mice, so let's hope it keeps up. They're pretty persistent though, so it's they're my snowshoes. I like to keep them up there just because I always know where they are, and it gives it that cabin vibe. So it's a good place to store them, I find. I prefer the natural, old school type snowshoes just because to me it's more the metal ones. When you're walking with them, when you hit them together, it's not a natural sound. It makes like a clink, and if you're out trapping or just trying to look and see different animals and stuff when you're out for a walk, I find the wooden ones are a lot more of a natural sound if they do hit together. And to me, it's just, I don't know, I prefer the old school stuff. And that's about it. As you can see, we also have a lot of mountains around here, basically the start of the Appalachian mountain range, which I absolutely love, the mountains. It's what I miss, one of the things I miss the most from being away from here. And a lot of spruce tree. Spruce, fir, it's probably the most common trees up here. And that's it.